Hi, friends, and a most pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome to yet another edition of Delaware Hockey Night. Tonight pitting the North Carolina State University Ice Pack. Bringing a 2-1-0 record in from Raleigh against the University of Delaware Blue Hens. Looking to bounce back off a 4-3 defeat handed them by Rowan last Friday. James Witherite, Bob Thomas joining us too, and our good friend Mark McClure, part of the crew here for the fall semester as well. Without further ado, teams are on, and let's head inside the glass for tonight's starting lineups. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to Fred Rust Arena. The American Collegiate Hockey Association presents this evening's men's Division II matchup between the visiting North Carolina State University Ice Pack and your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. For the North Carolina State Ice Pack, coached by Tim Healy. Starting in goal, number 33, Griffin Hunt. On defense, number 29, Victor Hugo. And number 15, Alex James. At left wing, number 27, Chris Solomon. At right wing, number 26, Colby Peterson. And starting at center, number 12, Matt Miller. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Starting in goal, number 31, Justin Nevinger. On defense, number 21, Tyler Swift. And number 20, Dylan Green. Starting at right wing, number 26, Joe Wogish. At left wing, number 16, Cal Raymore. And your starting center this evening, number 6, Larry Hooper. Your Delaware Blue Hens are coached by Vince Falkowski and Bob Stroik. The on-ice officials for this evening's game, the referees, Brent Kendall and Isaac Kessler. The linesmen, the management, Tony Armetta and Rob Savastano. Fans, at this time, we ask that you direct your attention to the American flag located above center ice, as we honor the United States of America and those who defend it with our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Time to play the game indeed. North Carolina State in their away reds. Moving from right to left in this opening period, the Delaware Blue Hens, clad in their home whites, moving left to right. Second line center Larry Hooper, the senior from Wall, New Jersey, to handle the opening draw for the Delaware side, looking to bounce back from that 4-3 defeat handed them by Rowan. On the NC State side, it will be junior Matt Miller handling the opening faceoff. And off we go in the first state, and Bob Thomas joining us here this evening.
Hey.
Good to see you too, Bob, and good to see the hockey game once again in person after spending last season in the studio.
And it's a
Swift
treat to
barely
see.
holding the left point. Tries to work the puck in to Wogish, but it was taken away from him by Solomon. Now advanced to Peterson through neutral ice. Peterson gets a shot off, sticked away smartly by Nevinger into the back glass, recovered by Swift, floated up the left wing boards. Larry Hooper, under forechecking pressure, mishandled the puck momentarily, recovered by Swift. Hooper tries to work it free, but his breakout attempt was intercepted by Peterson, thrown toward the cage, subsequently cleared, recovered by Alex James, wearing number 15 in those sharp North Carolina State University red sweaters. Headman pass to Peterson resulted in a shot that was errant into the back glass. Puck rolls all the way back nearly to the NC State goal line, where it was chased down by Saunders Penn. The big gun's on now. Swain tried to set up LeBlanc on the doorstep, but couldn't quite find his man. Battle for the puck developing now in the near corner. A 2-on-2 scrum for it. Petrus plays the body on Zach Robinson. Robinson able to work the puck ahead to Riley Johnson, but he was marked pretty well on his way through neutral territory along the near boards. This will not be an icing, as it's waved off by Tony Pepe Armetta. Looked like it was playable from there. So the Hens are able to set up a minute and a half into this game, but maintain the puck they do not. Petrus from the left point, after intercepting the puck on the way out of the NC State zone, took a shot. There's a follow-up chance from Petrus. This one gets on net. It was batted away by Griffin Hunt and subsequently cleared. That feeling out period here, Bob.
Yeah, but I like the way the D breaks in. Oh, tough shot. Beat him over the blocker side on that one. NC State up 1-0. But
only took 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
You know, James, I have never seen NC State, and you called it right. These guys are a good skating team. And that's just a testament now to how this game of hockey is no longer just for New Englanders and Minnesotas. And so.
And I was talking to NC State coach Tim Healy before the game. We were chatting a little bit off the air, and he relayed to me the fact that so many of these players on the NC State side are homegrown North Carolinians, which is a testament to how well the game has grown there in really not hockey country. And these NC State Ice Pack players, both the beneficiary and a driving force in the growth of the game in North Carolina. Of course, the success of the Carolina Hurricanes definitely helping that. But
very much, James.
To have Such talented hockey coming out of North Carolina. Who ever thought?
Oh, I know. You know, it's pretty impressive, James.
2-on-2 for Delaware, taking the shot himself with Justin Smith from the top of the left circle, blockered away by Hunt, and now out.
And it doesn't look like NC State's afraid to shoot the puck. So, you know, that they've already got several really good shots off against Delaware, and they're not afraid to take the middle either. And like you said, James, it's really impressive to see these guys, you know, from Carolina, and so many of them being homegrown. You know, years ago we used to take a team down to Carolina every year, and back then they were still growing their programs, so it wasn't real strong. But now, can't say that, James.
Centering pass intended for Constantino, broken up by Swift, holding down the fort. Shot from Johnny Tomaitis back the other direction. Was a little bit rushed. We've got our first penalty of the game as we see the interference signal coming down from Brent Kendall.
You know, it's funny, James, because back then, the team that we used to take down there, we had a guy that a few people in this area know who it is, but Mark Eaton. So we had a few people might have heard about Mark Eaton. So first and right now the only guy to play in the NHL from the state of Delaware. But back then we would play, and the teams that would give us the run for the money would be teams from like New England area. And we had a very strong team, so we won it 2 or 3 years in a row down there. But the Carolina teams, you can see where they've come from, James, and that was years back. And you can tell that they're right there now on par. So it was sort of like when I was a young guy playing, we were always kind of like looked down a little bit by the teams from up north.
Well, that's certainly not the case now as
no,
NC State draws first blood. Battle for the puck in the far corner of the ice pack zone. Hooper leaves it to Swift. LeBlanc up high. Raymore is down front. Puck thrown in by Swift from the point. Caught and held on to for an easy save by Hunt. So 41 seconds into this first Colonial Motors power play of the evening for the Delaware Blue Hens. One shot, first wave staying on. Hooper takes and wins the draw. To Swift again, working the left point. Hooper, cross ice feed, Devin LeBlanc up high. Down front is Swain. Raymore working the right circle. Swift's shot was off its target. Raymore recovers near half boards. Back to LeBlanc. They play keep away up high. LeBlanc walks in. He shoots and scores!
James, did you notice the difference between the power play just now and what we saw last week? Much more settled. Didn't rush everything. It was very calculated. And already, just after that one short power play, they look better than they did last week with it, as far as not rushing the puck, not trying to force things. And Devin LeBlanc just
roofs it from 35 feet.
Nice goal too, huh?
Really was.
Nice hit. Nice hit by Cowan from North Carolina State on right at the blue line. Pretty much textbook. Like you said, I don't know. I'm not sure, James, if these two teams have ever played each other. But they're getting to learn each other real quick, you can tell.
Assisted by number 16, Cal Raymore. And number 6, Larry Hooper. Time of the power play goal, 4 minutes, 39 seconds. In the first period, LeBlanc with a power play goal from Raymore and Hooper at 4:39. Since I'm pulling double duty over here on PA, Bob, while I make those announcements to the people here, you can continue on with.
I can talk their poor people's ears off, huh?
How often do you have people telling you, "Hey, Bob, you can talk now"?
Never. I'm writing this date down, James. I'm actually going to write this date down and even the time.
Well, there's a first time for almost everything.
Almost everything, right?
In up the left wing boards comes Jackson Cowan to reset for NC State. Drop pass to Miller across the blue line. He feeds to James working center point. James angled right in front of the Delaware bench by fourth line forward Johnny Tomaitis. Rookie for this Delaware side in from Long Island. Puck extracted by Nick Petrus. He swats it from his own blue line up the near boards, and this comes back and icing.
James, do you know if these guys have played each other much? Because they're getting to learn each other pretty quick. And it's been a pretty even game so far, really even. I like Delaware to push it a little bit more. But it's hard sometimes when you're not familiar with your opponent to know what these guys have, what they don't have, who's strong, who's not strong on D, those kind of things. What side you want to take the ice on.
Well, we do know that these two teams do tend to play each other quite a bit.
Oh, that's it.
Vince Falkowski, of course, whenever formulating the schedule for this Division II Blue Hens team, is keen on scheduling a pretty tough schedule, all things considered. And NC State, one of the premier squads in the ACC. These two teams tend to play a 2-game series every year.
They have got some good wheels on NC State.
Both sides, and the matchup between these two teams, they're both very similar in that the game isn't overly physical. It's an absolute emphasis, I think, anyway, on speed and skill and skating, and it's a high intensity game, but it's a very pretty game. These two. Yeah,
you can see that these teams are looking to skate right now. You know.
Absolutely.
It's not where sometimes familiarity breeds this hatred.
Well, these two teams haven't seen each other.
But that's the thing. They don't see
years.
each other, so they skate.
2-on-2 for NC State. Hard shot from Parker Zazarek, looking to notch his 100th career point as part of the ice pack here, but that shot sails quite wide. Robinson working the top of the zone, kept high by Hooper. Drop pass to Ferrone from the point, blocked by Nevinger. Follow-up shot by Ricky Frosch was off its target too. Battle for the puck developed in the near corner. It was chipped forward by Green to Wogish, intercepted from him by Fong, and this one goes out of or rather offside.
That was close to a 3-on-1 by Delaware. Puck just got kind of hung up on the boards. But Green looked like he was going to take off and create that 3-on-1. That would have been hopefully a real good scoring chance for Delaware.
I tell you what, Bob, watching Green develop over the last few seasons, he's really turned into a good heads-up two-way defenseman.
I thought he played a great game last week. I really did.
I don't think I've ever seen Green play a bad game.
He's solid, very solid. Maybe not the biggest guy in the world, but very solid.
Has a good eye for the game, and that goes a long way, as you and I have talked about numerous times. Larry Hooper overpowered for the puck in the near corner of the attacking zone. Frosch took it away, ricocheted off the backboards. It's punched forward up the far wall by Ferrone, nearly to the Delaware goal line before Nauman's able to corral it. He feeds it on to Hooper, who just flips the puck over the NC State blue line before retreating. Looked like Delaware was going to use that opportunity for a change. Not the case. Here comes Joe Wogish regrouping up the middle. He gains the center logo, fires from 85 feet, finds nothing but the backboards. Battle for the puck as Wogish chases his own errant shot, but he's overpowered deep in NC State territory by Robinson. Now walking the puck forward up the left wing boards is Charles Monteith. The freshman stonewalled at the Delaware blue line, and Devin LeBlanc, lone goal scorer, tried to flip play from near side to far side, but caught Joe Wogish unawares in the middle of a change. So the Hens are going to have to regroup in their own end. We are 9 minutes into this contest. NC State and Delaware deadlocked at one aside. James Witherite and Bob Thomas bringing you the commentary for this evening's game. And the pictures brought to you by a talented young gentleman who's part of the DHN crew now for the next 3 months, as he completes his studies at the University of Maryland. Don't tell anybody. Mark McClure. And you'll be hearing from Mark a little bit through the course of his fall semester as well. Here comes Devin LeBlanc in a 1-on-3. I'd say a lone wolf among something, but in this case, a lone blue hen among wolves.
You know, Delaware right now is making it a little bit more difficult on themselves just because they're not getting good tape passes. Some of the passes are good and they're missed, and then some just are not good passes. And if you're playing against a good skating team, the one way you can put them on their heels is by being a really good passing team to offset some of that. And NC State's quick, and right there though they were at the same fault. They missed a chance to have a 2-on-1 with just a pass that went a little awry.
But good control of the play off the D-zone face-off for NC State, able to work out of their own zone. Breshingham cross-ice feed in the neutral zone to Emery Oliver. Thrown toward the cage, but he was checked amid a shot attempt from the right dot, so the puck lay loose behind the cage. Keller tried to break it out to Wogish. That pass intercepted by Colby Peterson. Walked back into Delaware territory. Pile up at the near corner. Peterson staying with the puck, tried to set up Solomon for a better shot angle from the near dot, but that shot was stick checked off its intended target. Rebound contested at the shortboard's far side. Walked in again by Peterson, but to no avail. Hooper skies this puck into the atmosphere out of the zone. It was touched by a North Carolina State glove. Have we got a hand pass, or no, we've got a penalty. Peterson going to sit down.
I'm not sure what that call was, James.
High stick. High stick.
Let's see if Delaware can have the same good puck movement they did. Looks like they're starting
Colby
with their
Peterson.
second unit. So, we'll see if the second unit can match the first unit's puck movement here.
Though we will say this, the bar set mighty high to get things going with that beauty of a Devin Leblanc wrist shot on that first power play. Good puck movement, and LeBlanc went right where Mama hides the cookies. A-Rod, one-timer from center point wide. Early, or rather that's Saunders Penn, not Trevor Early, holding down the rebound at the near half wall. NC State penalty assessed to number 26,
right
Colby
now,
Peterson.
James, it looks like NC State on their diamond of the kill is giving that point shot almost every time. So Delaware, if they can just set it up, they should just keep firing from there until they make the adjustment. But right now, every shot that's been a good quality shot for Delaware has come from that point. You can see, like right now, NC State's dropped all four guys low. Rodriguez is wide open at the point. Let's see if they get it to him.
Green,
they've cycled
Paisley working the left side. Paisley's shot from the right half wall, caught and held onto for a stoppage by Hunt.
Yeah, it's you can see Delaware's looking for that center point, that basically the quarterback. But right now the quarterback doesn't have to distribute much if they're not going to challenge that. That's exactly where Devin LeBlanc's shot came from. And a couple of good shots by Rodriguez out at the point there. Wide open, nobody, within 15 feet to block it.
Now the big guns are on. We'll see what they do after the second wave kept the energy going pretty well for Delaware. Here's LeBlanc again. Dishes back to Raymore. Raymore stripped of the puck near boards by Drew Breshingham, and this one is cleared. LeBlanc back into his own zone, recovers 40 seconds to go on this Colonial Motors power play for the Delaware Blue Hens. They scored first time around. You too can score on the Colonial Motors power play. Visit one of 3 Central Delaware locations or browse their vast inventory online at colonialmotorsinc.com. Swift back below the goal line to Swain, carries the puck out to the near half, or to the far half boards, I should say. Cross ice pass to LeBlanc, working right point, sets up the Swift one-timer. LeBlanc, or rather Hooper, couldn't deflect it into an opening near side, as that one came rifling in. Raymore's wrist shot, a little bit late on the release. That one skied into the glass, and the penalty assessed to Peterson expires with 7.5 minutes to go in the first period of this 1-1 hockey game. Breakaway for Robinson, denied by Nevinger.
That was a great save.
Well, to be fair, Robinson, I think, tried to get a little bit too cute.
Yeah.
And that gave Nevinger just a little bit of time to recover on that. Meanwhile, the other way, Devin LeBlanc fires one in from point-blank range, caught by Hunt for a break in the action with 7:13 to go in the first period.
James, you notice you score one big goal against another team, they're going to know where you are a little bit more. So every time they fed LeBlanc on that point, they were quick to get out on him. Swifty made some really nice plays. He just took a bad hop on him there at the point for them to go in on the breakaway, but they just sort of kind of role reverse there.
Face-off so far, really the game of the ice pack. here tonight as they win another one in their own zone. But they don't clear successfully until the second time. Cesarek held up at the Delaware line by Smith, dumps the puck in behind. Nevinger rolls back out to the near corner. Cesarek gave it away. Here's Smith, right side, shot from the one-on-one, stick save and a beauty by Griffin Hunt. Keeps this deadlocked at 1 with 6 minutes and 36 seconds to go. In the first period, we are tied at 1. Klein trailing back toward the NC State blue line, tried to work the puck in closer, but it came right back toward him, and the Hens, forced back in their own zone, have to regroup the hard way. Klein to Flaherty. Up the left wing boards he goes to Tomaitis, absorbing a check from Chris Solomon just shy of the blue line, and the Ice Pack will turn this into another attack.
You know, Tomaitis almost took one big one there, but you could hear the whole bench letting him know that you get your head turned around.
There's a guy right behind you. He's got 96 career points for NC State. Chris Solomon and Parker Cesarek, both of them on the brink of milestone status for this very strong NC State team who had one heck of a run 3 years ago.
You weren't kidding, James, when you said these teams are pretty evenly matched.
Working down low, Colby Peterson. Angled below the cage by Rodriguez. Backdoor feed from Miller sails beyond everyone's reach. And Miles Ferrone is drawn back into neutral ice to recover for the Ice Pack. And not the kind to keep in the freezer with the Alexander Keiths either.
No.
Hard shot from Jake Quinn from about 45 feet. Held on to for the stoppage by Griffin Hunt. Sorry, Bob.
No, I like that Delaware's putting shots on from anywhere they can. The absolute
keeping Griffin on his toes.
Yeah, well, it's guaranteed that if you don't shoot, you don't score. So put the puck in. There was a couple nice low shots where he kicked it out, and the rebound almost came right out to the forward from Delaware breaking. So they keep that up. I think it'll translate into some not only scoring chances, but I think a few goals will come out of that type of play.
Nearing the 15-minute mark of this first period. A nod to our good friends at Limestone Pension Associates for their support of Delaware Hockey Night. Saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and that's exactly what Limestone Pension Associates does for businesses all throughout Delaware and the Mid-Atlantic, crafting and administering those pension plans for their workforces. limestonepension.net to learn more.
You can tell when two teams are pretty evenly matched, James, because neither team is looking for like that big home run ball, with the big breakout from the weak side.
Because it's not going to happen.
No, they're playing. Both teams are playing pretty smart that way. The one breakaway that NC State had was basically on a bad hop.
Hooper with the steal. Mid-zone, tries to walk one in, but finds himself amid a sea of red sweaters. Here's a 2-on-2 the other way. Garrett Arini working in tandem with Charles Monteith. Puck swatted out of his reach high in the zone by Swift, but Cowan re-enters left side. Puts one on the doorstep, and it's banged home by who was that? We saw 2 on the sleeve, and that was Emery Oliver.
James, that goal wasn't, yes, technically it was scored from right in front of his goaltender, but that whole thing developed starting in North Carolina State's offensive zone or defensive zone. The back check on Delaware was, well, let's put it this way, not good. It was sluggish. Nobody came back real hard, and then when it looked like the puck got turned over, they turned back up to head towards North Carolina State, but it wasn't. And that left an odd man in front of Delaware. And that comes down to the forwards not coming back hard and putting a lot of pressure on their forwards coming up the ice, because time and space, James, we talk about that all the time. And they certainly had their time, they had their space. So I'm sure, Coach Volkowski will talk to a few of the players on that line that make sure that they start coming back a lot harder than that, because that was either they were real tired or just looking to see if they could get an easy break. North Carolina State's not going to let you have that. So let's see with the LeBlanc line now if they can make up for that. Hopefully get things going here.
So 200 seconds now to go in this first period. NC State off the goal from Emery Oliver, put on a tee for a net front by Jackson Cowan. Nevinger just couldn't move post to post in time. So with that, NC State with a 2-1 lead.
And a penalty against them. They're trying to help Delaware out. So
this is going to be Bressingham going.
Looked like a hook.
We'll find out. In any case, what we can tell you is with 3 minutes and change to go in the period, the Hens are back to the Colonial Motors power play, and we'll find out the particulars on that penalty here momentarily. Was indeed a hook, Bob Thomas. The Eagle Eye.
The Eagle Eye, yeah. Well, I got a few of those in my life.
NC State penalty assessed to number 14, Drew Bressingham. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 16 minutes, 54 seconds in the first period. Bressingham 2 for hooking at 14 at 16:54.
Not a bad play there, James. Not a bad play. Delaware broke nice. I like the way the second unit's moving the puck.
No, they're moving the puck okay whenever they maintain it. Here it's taken. Ringed around to the far side by Don Johnson. Not of Miami Vice fan.
I didn't want to say anything.
We were waiting for that, weren't you, Bob?
I did not want to say anything, but it did cross my mind.
The pastel jacket and the open collar shirt.
I can hear the music right now.
We'll see if the organist here has any yawn hammer in the.
If that amazing organist can pull it out there. So there, the second unit, after I just got done saying what a great job they were doing, they kind of trying to move the puck in and make something out of it, but not setting it up. And now the first unit sort of following suit.
Yeah, the stretch pass from Hooper to Raymore didn't connect in the neutral zone, and now LeBlanc is forced deep into Delaware territory to regroup. Ricochets it off the near boards. Hooper stretches out to Swain. He tips the puck into the near corner. Watch out, Isaac. Swain chases the puck down, leaves it to Swift. Now the Hens are going to try to set up a little bit more in earnest, but the feed into the slot to Hooper was an errant one, and this will be a hook. It appears against Delaware.
Yeah, he caught the defenseman down low and got rung up for a little too much stick work.
So Larry Hooper going to take a seat and feel shame for a couple minutes.
You go to the box and you feel shame, James.
And then you get free.
I love that movie. I can watch it a million times. But, Delaware they're in both units, they're passing again. Passing's killing Delaware right now. The lack of the back check didn't help on that second goal for North Carolina State, but their passing right now has been, I think that's been really the difference.
So we'll see what Delaware has on their first Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill here this evening. It starts right now as the 9 seconds of 4-on-4 on this big sheet of ice expire. 1 minute remaining in the period. Une minute restant dans la période. Delaware penalty assessed to number 6, Larry Hooper. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 18 minutes, 45 seconds in the first period. Hooper, 2 for hooking at 18:45. Working high is Johnson. Across now to Cesarek. Hugo looked one-timer, thought better of it. Stick handles, feeds it to his right, and Solomon stepping up. Centering feed, high in the slot. Johnson's shot from 35 feet was high and wide. Recovered by Cesarek, working the near boards. Cross-ice setup to Solomon. Getting down low it came. Arini canceled out net front by Petrus. Here's Johnson, top of the circle. Raymore tried to disrupt that cross-ice pass. Thrown in by Solomon. Batted down by Nevinger. Puck is loose in front, and it's in. Amid a flurry of activity. Oh, now it's getting chippy.
Yeah, it is, James. There again, to be a great penalty killer, you have to be smart. You have to have quick feet, but you have to have a quicker mind a lot of times. And that one, it almost looked like the Delaware was a little disinterested in the kill, because once the puck got down low, there were too many sticks from NC State on the ice in front of their goalie without any type of any type of challenge. And, you know, if you're relying on the bounces to win games, that doesn't happen. You have to take and eliminate those sticks and eliminate the body out front of your goalie. Let him do his job. But there was just a couple times you had guys, even with LeBlanc up here on the point, you had guys within one stick length of each other holding the puck. Challenge them both. You've got them both in a really tough situation, but if they're going to get that close, let them.
And then the first period reaches its end. Through one period, the score: North Carolina State University Ice Pack 3, Delaware Blue Hens 1. We will take a break here on Delaware Hockey Night, and it is all brought to you by 412 Communications. And there's Delaware back on the board.
Boy, James, I got a feeling Hunt would like to get that goal back.
Kind of a cheap
not a
one
great
from
angle.
Swifty.
Definitely not a great angle shot, right, James? I mean, and definitely not screened. Just didn't play his angles correct, and Delaware buries it, and they're right back in this thing now. Great way to start the second period.
Absolutely, Tyler Swift, the defenseman, having that shot lane from the right dot to get on the board. Wasn't a particularly impressive goal, but
they all count for one.
They all count, exactly.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, that's Tyler's second goal in 2 weeks, right? So I told you last week he looked like Bobby Orr. You said not that far.
It actually looks like that one's going to be credited to Wogish.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, Tyler. I wanted to give you that, but you're still playing great right now, and
certainly is. And we've got a stoppage here.
So, you can't ask for a better start. And even though, like you said, James, it wasn't a particularly blazing shot, it was in the back of the net. And sometimes you get a goaltender starts thinking when he gives up a goal like that. That's why goalies should have short memories. But sometimes you get hit like that. And now Delaware the thing that Delaware wants to do is really press and get shots on him. Really make him think about everything now. And playing in their own zone right now is not one way to get that going. They need to get the puck up the ice and get some offense going, right, James? I mean, make Hunt have to think about every shot now.
Well, it's a good start for the second period.
Oh yeah.
I swear that was Swifty on that goal.
And I'll bet you Swifty swears it too.
No, I think we're concurred that it's Swifty, so we're gonna make sure Swifty gets credit for that one. Up the middle comes Mike Nauman into a 3-on-3. He's angled to the far boards by Robinson upon gaining the tops of the circles. Nauman stays with the puck. Now it's taken away from him as his stick was lifted by that of Matt Miller. Here come the ice pack back the other direction. Up the left wall was Monteith. Drop pass now sent sail near side to Robinson. Thrown into congestion, Robinson gets it back. Cross ice feed broken up by Swain, clogging up the kitchen. Recovering was Arini for the NC State side as we work our way into the third minute of this second period. NC State with a 3-2 lead over the Delaware Blue Hens, who got one back to start the second period, and that will be credited to Tyler Swift.
Almost there, James. That was a good-looking pass, just a little bit behind.
Net front was Klein, shot from Petrus sailed wide on the follow-up. Recovered by Paisley, tried to dish it in net front. Klein was waiting there. Couldn't tap it past Hunt. And a hotly contested rebound now ends up in the control of Robinson. Shoveled forward to Arini, advanced further to Fong. Fong absorbs a check from Graham Klein, is separated from the puck. It trickles below the goal line. Now handled by Monteith. Played behind the goal, around to the far corner, backhanded by Cowan. In closer, but intercepted by Smith. Icing waved off, despite Klein being overpowered by Hugo on the foot race back to the NC State goal line. Up the right wing boards came Oliver, pickpocketed by Paisley. How's that for some Friday night alliteration? And the rebound is cleared out over the Delaware bench with 3.5 minutes gone.
NC State's breakout is pretty traditional, what you would see in any rink for, any level of hockey pretty much. But what they do real well is they execute. They make sure that the passes are clean. But if Delaware can disrupt that a little bit, because they're not sending anybody on, the home run pitch type of breakout, it's pretty conservative. They're keeping everything, Delaware defensemen are keeping everything in front of them, and they don't have to do much but stay on the blue line for that.
But it's on the side of the other blue line where the Hens still need to pick it up a good bit. Mucking and grinding along the far boards, trying to walk out of traffic was Christian Donahue, but overpowered by Breshingham. He chips the puck beyond the reach of Dylan Green, who catches up to it, his stick lifted in the corner. Now Breshingham bodies Green away from the biscuit, thrown in from an awkward angle. by Constantino. Blocked out of harm's way. Victor Hugo back to the NC State blue line, recovers for the Ice Pack, who sail into the 5th minute of this second period with a 3-2 lead over Delaware. Hugo below the goal. Now accelerates up the left dots. Into a 2-on-4 comes he. He tries to deke his way past Dylan Green. Lost control of the puck. Swift intercepts. Works it ahead to Wogish. Cross-ice feed. Now to Jake Quinn wearing number 9. Centering pass. Tyler Swift crashing the net looking for his second. Got stick on puck but did not have the good angle on that at all. Failed one-timer from Tomaitis off the setup from A-Rod. Puck contested in the near corner after a pair of errant opportunities from the Hens. Right idea, but poor execution on both fronts. Nauman holding the point, now bulldozing out for NC State was Robinson. Ahead to Constantino, tied up in the slot, couldn't get the shot off. Ferrone works the right point, couldn't maintain control of the puck, backhands it in behind the goal, where it's tied up by Nauman and Robinson there. Work to the point once again. Opposite side was Frosch maintaining. Robinson below. Now to Hugo. Or rather, that is Zarek. Apologies. Ferrone. Dot-to-dot feed. Off the stick of Riley Johnson. Tried to hack it down from belt high. Could not gain control of the puck. Retraced his steps. Across to Ferrone. A wobbly shot as he trailed back to the near half wall. Right into the glove. Joey Hooper.
That first 5 minutes looked pretty good, James. I think what they've done a lot better is to, when they lose the puck in the offensive zone, right away they're coming back and they're looking to pick up a man. And that's making it a lot harder for North Carolina State to break out as easy as they were. So maybe that bad goal that they gave up in the second period from not back-checking hard, Coach Volkowski and Stroik got in some ears.
And now we're seeing the first collegiate action from netminder Joey Hooper, kid brother of Larry Hooper. Their parents, Athena and Neil, ardent supporters of Delaware Hockey Night and from wherever they may be. Grateful to have them on board for yet another season. Riley Johnson, angled by Petrus. Out of the house, as we illustrated last week, Bob. Ferrone surrounded by blue hens at the near half boards, could not maintain the puck amid traffic. Larry Hooper takes it away, but fails to clear, intercepted by Matt Miller, walked in. Petrus lost his footing, trying to knock him off his feet. Thrown in by Ferrone, shot blocked, follow-up chance from Solomon on the doorstep. Tipped aside by Joey Hooper. There are 2 Hoopers on this Delaware side. We've got to keep them straight for the first time, Bob.
It's good that one's a goalie, so he's not going to move much.
Yeah.
Well,
we hope he does in the office. That is always the hope, Bob. Kyler Amor wins a battle for the puck in the near corner of the attacking zone in the Delaware perspective of things. Dishes it behind the goal, race to it near side. Swain overpowered by Frosch by about a half step. Zone cleared. LeBlanc recovers. Bulldozed by Solomon back the other way into Delaware territory. But the offensive breakdown happens about 10 feet inside the Delaware blue line. Loose puck corralled and advanced by Saunders Penn. Here's a 2-on-1. Penn tried to set up Swain on the doorstep, but his pass was stick-checked offline. And the Ice Pack are back on the attack just like that. Quick turn of foot from this NC State side.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of back and forth, a high-powered, fast-paced game. Exactly what we expected, Bob.
Well, Delaware pretty much owned the first 5 minutes, and then NC State now is trying to play fives, so they want to own the second 5. But Delaware, that 2-on-1, you could kind of see that one coming just because NC State crowded themselves on the offensive or the defensive side of the blue line, the offensive side of the blue line, and did not anticipate that what happens if that puck gets out. Look, when you're up 3-2, you play the clock and the score, and when you're up 3-2 like that, take that defensive side of the puck. When luckily for them, they made it on the 2-on-1. It was a good defensive play, but other than that, beautiful hit by Nauman. Really way to read that
And
play.
Rodriguez recovers, but right in front of his own cage. Here's LeBlanc, one-on-one. Devin LeBlanc, cross-ice feed, mishandled by Swain. He had to reach for the puck, lost his shot lane in doing so. Nauman held the zone, but did not get good contact on the puck the other way. Here's Monteith on a breakaway, and he scores.
How quick things turn, huh, James?
Charles Monteith on a coast-to-coast breakaway off the attacking breakdown. And it's now 4-2. NC State.
It just started, unfortunately for Nauman, he went to take the shot, and it just kind of topped the puck. And man, oh man, that North Carolina State took off. Out they went in a clean break. Again, right before that, they were playing, Delaware had some nice opportunities, but that's how fast this game can turn, James. Let's see if Delaware can get it back real quick here.
Good awareness, though, from Monteith and Garrett Arini for the setup, working through up the middle. NC State goal, his first of the season, scored by number 18, Charles.
That was one of the few times that Delaware let somebody get in behind them. And that was just on one of those things where the shot just got, topped the puck and it didn't go but maybe 10 feet, and they picked it and split the D. That happens in the game. Let's see what Delaware can do to get it back, because I liked what they were doing early in the period, with the hard forecheck. And right here, challenging NC State all the way up the ice. Didn't let them in, didn't let them have that easy break into the zone. And I like this line right here, how hard they're working on this.
I know it sounds cliche, but they've got to play all 60 minutes. Shot from Alex James on the welcome mat. Kicked away by Joey Hooper to the far corner, where Petrus ties it up, gets some help from Justin Smith in that 2-on-1 scrum for the puck. Smith knocks it loose to Petrus. Advance to Dylan Paisley up the middle. He comes 2-on-2 this attack, now 3-on-4, and it's going to be called back offside.
Even there, James, again, going back to, I hate to harp on one aspect of the game, but passing. If there's two teams that are pretty equal in skating and hockey IQ, it's usually the team that has the least errant plays, particularly the passes. There you have a guy breaking and the puck ends up in his feet instead of on his tape, so now he's got to slow down and play the puck with his foot instead of his stick, and being able to take off and get some space and maybe set something up in the offensive zone. There's a big difference, James, when that happens.
The passing has got to be there, and that's really been the difference so far tonight.
4-2
at the halfway stage. North Carolina State regaining their 2-goal lead over Delaware. Here's Nick Constantino trying to pad it even further, but he's angled to the far boards. Drop pass to Frosch. Puck ends up below the goal, tied up there by Constantino. It scoots loose. Back high, held in by Frosch, thrown in from the left point. Shot was an errant one. Chased down by Breshingham in the far corner, absorbing a green check. And Tomaitis works clear. Swift further advances the puck off the body of Constantino, tied up just inside the NC State blue line. Hens have to regroup. They barely do. Christian Donahue hustled to tag up. Long shot covered by Hunt. And that brings us to our first stoppage past the halfway point of the game. Delaware Hockey Night brought to you by Delaware Trash Can Cleaning, as we've talked about before. Helping Delawareans keep their families and their homes safe and healthy by cleaning out, on a periodic basis anyway, trash and recycling bins with high-pressure hot water, killing over 99% of those bacteria and germs that accumulate in the bottom of your trash cans. DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Schedule your first cleaning today. That's a reminder. I've got to schedule my next cleaning for later this month.
There you go.
Robinson. Drop pass to Parker Zazarek. Still looking for that 100th career point as part of the ice pack. It's not going to be there, as that shot was well off its target. Larry Hooper can't clear. Maintaining the zone, Robinson. This is Alex Robinson. Zach Robinson working as part of the second line. Errant shot. Puck rolls to the near boards. Chipped out by Raymore, advanced by Wogish. He gained red and now rolls the puck in behind. the NC State goal. Wogish, tied up by a pair of Ice Pack players, gives way to Cesarek. Advanced up the right wall to Johnson, who accelerates and gains plenty of space after dodging Rodriguez. Shot from the bottom of the right circle, missed the near post. Joey Hooper reached for it, didn't have to. Not a shot on goal. And a contested puck now ends up in the control of the Hens from deep in their zone. As Larry Hooper fed it to Rodriguez, but he's guilty of an icing with just under 8 minutes to go in this second period of play. NC State with a 4-2 lead over Delaware.
Not sure what, I don't know whether he was looking for the stretch pass, but there was nobody out there. So consequently now, after that long bomb by Rodriguez, they're in Delaware's end of the ice for the face-off. See if they won the draw, so hopefully they can get it out and get moving.
Well, it's gloved down at the left point once again by Alex James, doing a good job keeping this attacking zone airtight for NC State. Intercepted by Larry Hooper. Tried to set up Raymore on a cross-ice feed out of the zone, but it was broken up. Raymore chases back for the puck, but it's mishandled by Matt Miller after the interception, so NC State, of their own volition, will have to regroup from neutral ice. Bobbing and weaving his way through traffic, but unsuccessful, was Chris Solomon, as Joey Hooper makes the save and gives us a chance to catch our breath with 7:21 to go in the second period of this 4-2 hockey game. Shots even, 13 aside.
So that's kind of not how you play a 1-on-3. Somebody's got to take the body on that, and then you got two guys that take the puck, or two guys take the body. Well, either way, you can't walk in on that. But it's Delaware makes a couple errant passes. North Carolina State came back with a couple good passes, and they get the scoring chance, James.
Swift extracts the puck, maintained, though, by Peterson. He steals it right back, feeds it to the top of the left circle, and the James shot is tipped up into the netting and out of play.
If Delaware, picks it up a little bit with the feed and the pass, don't back off of NC State. They're no better than Delaware. They just attack them. Like the first 5 minutes is exactly how Delaware has to play to beat this team.
And like we said before, I know it sounds super cliche, but they've got to play all 60 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and all three zones. That's the thing. You know me, James. I'm always harping about that as far as, the goal may be scored 10 feet in front of your goalie, but look a lot of times where that scoring chance originated. There's a lot of times that it actually originated in front of the other team's goalie or down in their zone, and somebody misses assignment or doesn't back check hard, and it's the trailer that ends up putting the puck in the net. So, yeah, it was scored from 10 feet out, but the problem started 100 feet, 150 feet, whatever, away from your goaltender.
And that was NC State's fourth goal, was exactly like that.
Yep.
The breakdown happened in the NC State zone. They were able to find a lane through neutral ice. That set up the Monteith breakaway.
Yep. And the second goal.
The play happened in the NC State slot.
And exactly that, James. And the second goal was real. I mean, the lack of a back check killed Delaware on NC State's second goal. So
3-on-1, and what happens? Oliver bangs it home. Hens trying to set up in the attack. Swain from the corner failed to feed the puck to LeBlanc, who was double-teamed on the doorstep. Swift, overpowered by Monteith, 1-on-1, stood up by Green. Green wins that battle, tries to shovel the puck off his backhand out, but it's maintained by Hugo at the near point. Commotion net front. Joey Hooper trying to cross post to post, gave up quite a bit of net, but the shot from Alex Fong was an errant one. Ice Pack re-enter with inside 6 to go in the period. Same general idea from them. Marini tried to feed to Breshingham on the edge of the blue paint. Noticing that Hooper's still trying to get his momentum, crossed from post to post, but lagged the play by about a quarter second, and those quarter seconds add up in a hurry.
Right now, with those opportunities that North Carolina State just picked up, a lot of it came from swing checks. You don't have to kill a guy. Just get your body in front of him. Don't let him take a lane like that. So, it doesn't have to be pretty, but don't just play the puck. These guys are too good for that.
They cover so much ground so quickly.
Exactly.
Ferrone into the slot. This Delaware back check's got to be quite a bit tougher, and it looks like we're going to have an interference penalty. No, an elbow against Constantino.
Let's see if that helps Delaware get the momentum back now. Like I said, that first 5 minutes, the way Delaware played was perfect. It's just gotten a little bit off track now. But hopefully with this power play, James.
Does this shift the momentum? Looks like we're going to see the second line coming on to start this iteration of the Colonial Motors power play for Delaware.
I like the pairing of Green and Rodriguez on this, James.
Green, A-Rod, and back, and then we've got Penn, Smith, and Paisley working up front. And so it begins. NC State penalty assessed to number 8, Nick Constantino. 2 minutes for elbowing. Time of the penalty, 14 minutes, 43 seconds in the second period. Constantino 2 for elbowing at 14:43. Tie up for the puck in the near corner. Extracted by Smith. Sounds like there's music emanating from the dressing rooms beneath the press box.
I thought it was maybe something in my head. I'm glad you heard it too.
And we've got ourselves another penalty. This time it will be what against, is that Dylan Green heading off? No. We'll find out. Roughing signaled. It will be against Green.
I jinxed him. Oh wait, it's not Green.
No, it's Paisley.
Right.
Green's number went up initially. But that power play lasted all of 30 seconds.
That's not going to get it a lot of times.
As Dylan Paisley goes off for the roughing minor.
Kind of interesting because we thought it was Green, but it was Paisley. We get a few more different colors on the team. That would be interesting to call that. You know, James? We went from Green to Paisley to
What's next?
Red? Blue? I'm not sure. But anyway, let's see if Delaware can
survive the 4-on-4 and maybe even make something happen on the 4-on-4 if they get out of their zone. They got two really
good guys up front there.
Johnson set up. Hugo shot top of the right circle, taken off its target.
There you go.
Poke checked away from James. This puck rolls into the NC State slot where Hunt stepped up to swat the biscuit clear. Feed from LeBlanc to Larry Hooper on the doorstep. Never quite made it to the intended target. And out come the ice pack again. They'll go on the power play here in 30 seconds time. Meanwhile, Parker's Zarek is kept at the near boards by Rodriguez on his way back into Delaware territory. Circles behind the cage. Dishes the puck to Victor Hugo. Working the far corner. Raymore tries to block the pass lane. Now attacks Hugo head on at the half wall. Who gets it free to Johnson. To Solomon. Backdoor feed. Resulted in an errant shot from Riley Johnson, which was deflected off the backboards. So now 30 seconds of a Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill for the Blue Hens. Paisley, of course, with the roughing minor. Hens trying to catch NC State on a change and do. Here's Nauman setting up a 2-on-1 the other way. Drop past Pat Swain, bothered by the reaching stick of Solomon, disrupting the shot from the top of the left circle. In comes Miller on a 2-on-1 for the ice pack. Centering feed up high to Don Johnson. Caught and held on to.
What a great shift that Raymore just had. You know, the chance of them coming down the ice with 3-on-1, and Raymore came out of nowhere, beautiful back check, and actually helped break that up because that's really tough. 2-on-1s are bad, but 3-on-1s can, you know, I mean, a lot of times the 3-on-1s get messed up because they have too many choices of where to put the puck, but this time Raymore settled that real quick. Great back check.
And after the Don Johnson play on that on that exchange, the organist here at Fred Rust Arena getting in on the
Jan Hammer. Here we go.
I don't know if you could hear that at home, but the Miami Vice theme coming through is the.
That was Jan Hammer, right?
It was indeed. The soundtrack for that series was just terrific. Dated, but terrific and really well done.
But exactly.
Johnson clears to Miller. To Arini, 2-on-1. Arini across to Peterson. Again, Hooper, a little slow to move from post to post. Adjusting to the speed of the collegiate game, I think, is going to be one of the big challenges for him this season as it develops.
It's always a little difficult, James, with goalies and defensemen. Takes a little bit more time.
The game is a lot faster from scholastic to collegiate, even here in ACHA D2. And it does, for me calling high school hockey to ACHA D2, the speed is just, the differential is so apparent when you get one game back-to-back with the next.
I don't know how you do it, to be honest with you, James. And it's not like you're doing the same team over and over. You're doing, I think, pretty much half the East Coast, aren't you?
It sure feels like it, and this weekend will be no different, as Mark and I are actually up to the Eastern States Showcase Hockey League.
Nice.
In their inaugural event coming up in Scranton this weekend.
Well,
battle for the puck in the near corner, held in by Keller. Thrown through traffic, and there's a Delaware goal put in by Johnny Tomaitis on the doorstep. It's a one-goal hockey game.
That's the kind of work that Delaware needs. They need that for the next minute and 3 seconds, and then 20 more minutes. Again, Delaware is, in my eyes, they're equally as good as the North Carolina team. Just a few things that if they clean that up, that was beautiful. It was great work. Go to the net, shoot the puck like they were doing earlier. Like I said, the first 5 minutes was basically that's the pattern that you need. See if they come right back here and get another one. We'll see how 3-on-2 for North Carolina State. Let's see if Delaware can turn that right back up.
A Delaware goal scored by number 29, Johnny Tomaitis.
Delaware should be up on their skates. I think Swift just got called for. He came up kind of high with that check. Yep, that's who they got. They got Swift on it. Looks like maybe an elbow. Rough. So that probably not the best. Well, then again, there's not many times to take a penalty, but that one, definitely not. That's one of those ones that, as strong as he's been playing, rough. Yeah, that was a rough, James. And maybe the good thing is that this is one of those penalties, penalty kills that it gets split. So you got about 30 seconds here, and then the other minute and 30 in the third period. So still not a good time because you don't want to take that momentum away. You scored, make it 4-3, and that's one of those penalties that you don't need to take there.
Delaware penalty assessed number 21, Tyler Swift, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 19:31 in the second period. Swift 2 for roughing at 19:31. So the Hens just have to kill off these next 12 seconds. Shot in from Johnson, that was, from center point, blocked away by Joey Hooper. And that will do it for the second period. Through 2 periods, the score. North Carolina State University Ice Pack 4, your University of Delaware Blue Hens 3. We will take a break on Delaware Hockey Night, and it is all brought to you by 412 Communications. We are back on Delaware Hockey Night. 40 minutes in the books. North Carolina State with a 4-3 lead over the Delaware Blue Hens men's Division II team. Before we get to third period action, of course, our thank yous to our sponsors here on Delaware Hockey Night. You too can become a sponsor. Opportunities available. Learn more at dehockeynight.com or drop me an email, james@412communications.com. Third period is underway. Of course, the Blue Hens on the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill for another minute and a half to get this third period going, with Tyler Swift out due to the late period roughing minor. So the attack prolonged by NC State as they come right in off the bat to set up their power play attack. Shot from Hugo right down the pipe. Caught and held on to by Hooper.
Or did you say Hoover? Because he was like a vacuum cleaner on that one. Oh, that was pretty good, huh? James, I appreciate you turning my headphone up because it's like the miracle ear, because the second period, I thought it was maybe my old ear, but it was just the volume a little bit, but it's much easier now with the volume up. I can hear you loud and clear, although I'm only 3 feet from you, but still, when you get old ears like this, 3 feet could be 3 miles for that much.
Well, be careful who you tell that we're 3 feet from each other. I think they want us 6.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. 3 feet by 6 feet. That's it.
Cesarek looking for that 100th, and he got it. Parker Cesarek snipes one from the left dot.
Yeah, that was a tough one, James, because I know Hooper would have liked that because we had a perfect angle from where we are. Our 6 foot apart was just enough to give a good view, and I could see that short side top corner, and he pegged it. I think if Hooper had played his angle a little better and maybe stayed up a little bit more, that might have caught him in the chest or the right arm. But now I can see why he's got 100.
That just 40 seconds into this third period.
So
North Carolina State goal, his 4th of the season and his 100th ACHA career point, scored by number 25 Parker Cesarek, assisted by number 29 Victor Hugo and number 27 Chris Solomon. Time of the power play goal, 40 seconds in the third period. Cesarek's 4th of the season, 100th ACHA career point. The assists from Hugo and Solomon at 40 seconds in the third. It was a power play goal.
Rough start for Delaware, but you know what? They came right back on this shift and pretty much pushed NC State back into their own end and held them there. Plenty of time for Delaware to get this back up.
We'll see what their third line can do. Klein and Paisley flanking Justin Smith. And you know, this third line, especially Justin Smith, over the past couple weeks has really made their presence felt too.
That's always good when you have that kind of depth, James, when you can count on your third line. You know, most teams, the third and fourth lines are usually the checking lines that but these guys are making themselves known, like you said, even as an offensive presence.
Frosch ahead to Zach Robinson up the left wing boards, absorbs the check at the Delaware blue line, gives it away to Smith. Frosch recovers off the failed Klein breakout. Glove down by Riley Johnson. He was angled behind the cage and ultimately couldn't generate the shot lane he had hoped for. Feed up high to Frosch, broken up. Recovered by Ferroni in neutral territory, walked in up the left wing boards. He's angled to the corner by Green, lost his shot lane, but his NC State Ice Packer up 5-3 over Delaware here just over 2 minutes. Into the third period. Alex Fong's shot turned aside by Joey Hooper, extending the left leg, and he squares up for the follow-up save on the Monteith chance from just inside the right half wall.
NC State, James, when you go up by 2 goals, we talked about this last week. That can be a dangerous lead sometimes, but we'll see if NC State drops back into any kind of press versus getting up there. But in the first minute or so since they scored, they haven't changed a thing.
2-goal lead for them now, so a little bit of breathing room, still not too much as Delaware comes back. At least they try to come back on the attack, but again, those passing breakdowns have really been the deciding factor here in this game. The feed to Donahue didn't quite connect, and Alex Robinson is able to stick handle his way through traffic in the neutral zone. Shot from 35 feet, stick check from astern by Quinn off its line. Maintaining the right point, Monteith for NC State. Gives it away to Adrian Rodriguez. He couldn't find Donahue on the breakout. Alex Robinson turned it back the other direction. Back to Rodriguez again, below his own cage to his D partner Mike Nauman. Rodriguez shoveled over the head of Alex Robinson, and this will come back an icing with 16:20 to go in regulation. NC State up 5-3.
James, a couple of these shifts now, I've watched the NC State defensemen, and there's a big gap between their strong side defensemen and their weak side defensemen, and I mean big. You could drive a truck through it. So I'm waiting to see if Delaware can take advantage of that, maybe send somebody for the long home run hit right between them, because they are definitely split wide. So we'll see if they continue to do that. It just wasn't. It could have been just the pairings, but if that same pairing is out on the next time on their next shift, I would be looking for it. That's for sure.
Attacking zone drop, pushed back behind the cage. For the NC State side, trying to set one up on the doorstep was Oliver, but it's cleared by the Delaware D-Corps. And the Ice Pack are forced back to their own blue line to regroup. Losing his footing pretty egregiously was Oliver, and this will be a delayed penalty that Kessler and Kendall saw and signaled in tandem. A trip
that you can't
against
have.
Cal Raymore.
Yeah, you can't have that. I mean,
offensive zone penalties.
There we go, James. You know me. I hate it. It's like
I feel like we're back in 2019, Bob, when we first shared these TV airwaves.
Well, James, it's one of those ones that drive me crazy because it's not necessary. I mean, the guy is a long, long way from your net, and you take that penalty, and you're already down by 2 goals, and that's not going to help. So, those are the kind of things, the little things, again, those little things of being smart, the passing, but the discipline not to take those last 2 penalties by Delaware, that one and the Swift penalty, not good penalties, guys.
No.
They're taking, one was in the neutral zone, one's in the offensive zone. You've got to maintain that discipline.
There are good penalties, there are not good penalties.
Yeah,
those penalties, you lose territory, you kill your momentum, and that paired with the rushed errant passing is why Delaware's down 2. I think
exactly.
you take that away, and this game's pretty even, Steven, otherwise.
Very even.
James working the right wing boards, kept wide by LeBlanc into the corner, and Matt Miller fed high in the zone. Alex Robinson to Peterson. Hard shot from the left dot, right into the glove of Joey Hooper, who hangs on.
James, I'm a big fan of aggressive penalty kills. I don't like.
I know you are.
I like to attack because, you give guys time and space, they're going to burn you. But if you just kind of glide out, make them have to make their pass, their shot, whatever, uncomfortably fast or much sooner than they would like to. And so, kill against these guys. Don't let them sit and look.
I've seen your penalty kill. I'm not going to ruin your top secret strategies, but I know you like an aggressive penalty kill.
It's attack or get scored on, one or the other.
It creates that element of surprise.
Yeah, nobody's expecting to get somebody jammed up in their face. No gliders out there. Constant foot movement.
Hugo, center point to Solomon. Goal.
And there's a perfect example right there, James. Delaware kept squeezing down. And eventually, if you watch where NC State started and where their shooters ended up, they ended up inside the top of the circle. So again, you got to attack that, and that's a tough one right there. 2 goals on 2 penalties that shouldn't have been taken first off, but then the kill, you want to attack that hard, and they didn't. They just kept backing down, and eventually there's another top pocket goal.
And on the career points front for Mr. Chris Solomon, that is his 98th ACHA point. Hens just got one back.
That's how you do it. That'll get you back into a game quick. Pick the top corner. You know, again, you just shoot
and it was
puck.
Smith.
Yeah, I mean, shoot the puck. If the goalie's going to drop, I mean, goalies now have got to learn that shooters are so good now with picking the top pocket because they're used to seeing goaltenders down in that, you know, so-called butterfly, whatever you want to call it, that if you know the goalie's going to drop, go up over his shoulder. And that's exactly what he did on that shot. It was beautiful. You know,
so a 2-goal hockey game once again.
And plenty of time, James. Plenty of time. 14 left. Yeah. So you have to now. It's paramount that Delaware makes good passes, makes smart plays, but attack everything. There's a pass that goes astray, and it's right back on North Carolina State's stick, and they're right back in the zone. So now Delaware's got to force, you know, to get the puck out of their zone. Beautiful goal. Let's see what these guys can do, James. 13 and a half to go, and again, though, you lose. There's a solid minute that Delaware lost because of one bad errant pass. Goes off the stick. North Carolina State puts it back in Delaware's zone, and they force Delaware now to have to try to get it out. And it's so if you keep the count on it, it was a minute or so there. Now it's over that mark by a good bit, and still Delaware still doesn't have control. And this all started from one pass.
And now something else is about to start right in front of the Delaware bench as an NC State player is slow to get up, and Constantino's got, was it Swift by the face mask as Tony Armetta has to lay down the law.
It's, you know how, James, we said it was kind of a feeling out period early on? Mm-hmm. It's not anymore.
Definitely not. We've got a man down, and
looked like he might have just got caught, pinched up against the boards. That's when that happens. Well, you can lose your win pretty quick.
It looks like Oliver just got his bell rung.
Yeah. I think the refs are at center ice here talking about what they might have seen, but honestly, it just looked like he might have got caught in an awkward position there, and I think it might have been Swift that caught him.
We'll see what's meted out, if anything. Now the explanation to, looks like we're not going to get the direct explanation.
Well, it looks like maybe they're going to give, I don't know.
Unsportsmanlike conduct is what it looked like Isaac Kessler signaled. And Swift is going to go up for something. But it's just a matter of what?
If I saw the hands move right there, it might have been boarding.
Either border or unsportsmanlike. I didn't see if it was
was
fingers on palm or fist on palm. Boarding it is.
Yeah.
And that certainly makes more sense, unless of course there was something said after the play.
I guess who might have made that call was one of the linesmen, because I don't think either one of the refs, neither one of their hands went up, and doesn't mean I'm not saying it's penalty or not a penalty. It's just sometimes it's good to see them get together and talk about it, because four sets of eyes sometimes can, do a better job at seeing something. And like that, I think it was just a case where, one of the linesmen probably said, "Hey, this is what I saw." But that doesn't make it any better for Delaware now.
Definitely not. Back in the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. Hugo with a line drive from high in the zone, caught by Hooper. Another hard shot, a rocket from the stick of Chris Solomon off the backboards. Walked in off the rebound by Cesarek. Cesarek hassled by Petrus and swatted clear beyond the reach of Chris Solomon. So the Hens get a little bit of breathing room, but they're still down 6-4 with 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this contest.
Good pressure by LeBlanc right there. Let's see if Delaware
nearly took Hugo off his feet.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if Delaware. There you go. Attack them at all points. I don't, even though you're shorthanded, you can't play like you're shorthanded. Even if the score is nothing. I know. Everybody says, well, stay, take the lanes away. I say, take the lane away and take their time away. It's one thing if you can take a lane away, but eventually somebody's going to get open in those lanes. So I'd like to see Delaware play this real aggressive, especially down by 2. Get the kill and then get the offense rolling, but get some momentum even off the kill. You can do that. A good kill can actually, bring.
Can energize a team.
Yeah,
and that's a prime example of how, as Devin LeBlanc steals the puck just inside his own blue line and rifles at the length of the rink.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if it was Nauman that's, made a nice poke check there at the line, but Devin, good puck support and sends it down the ice.
Hugo up the middle, drop pass to Peterson, top of the left circle, doesn't materialize. Puck is now trapped at the kick plate in the near corner. It is mucked free by Riley Johnson. Another net front setup, sails beyond the reach of Peterson, held in by Hugo left point. Peterson hassled by Nauman as he tried to traverse the slot. Left it back to Hugo at the point again. Solomon to Miller. Back to Hugo over the crossbar from 30 feet away. Puck bounces to the far corner. Solomon. In low it goes. To Miller. Back high. Hugo. Peterson. Shot off the waffle board of Joey Hooper. That puck is directed behind the cage. Nauman will backhand this one out of harm's way. Swift is back on. He heads to the bench. And the Hens are back to full strength, but they give up a 2-on-2 attack, now a 3-on-3. Nifty drop pass to Miller, worked in close. Shot from on the doorstep, held on to by Hooper. For a break in the action, and a much needed break in the action with 11:04 to go in regulation. And NC State up 6-4 over Delaware.
Very strong kill. Very strong kill. The change was a little suspect. That's what created that odd man on there. But, that was a great kill. It's one of those ones, like you said, James, get them energized. They should feed off of that. I don't think NC State really had but one really decent shot, and Hooper made a real nice save on it. It was no,
He did. He's starting to get into a rhythm, it seems.
His angles were much better on that one. He learned from that other shot that beat him on the top corner a bit, I guess. So
hand pass is what brings the face-off into the neutral zone, by the way. Backhanded deep in by Klein, delayed offside. Gave the NC State side the opportunity to set up a little bit more deliberately, and they do. Puck rolls to Arini in the near corner. Advanced up the goal line, but Monteith couldn't finish on the doorstep. Far point, swatted in by Ferrone, taken away by Klein. He tries to clear, but Ferrone keeps the zone airtight. Second time, though, Smith is able to work it free, mishandled by Paisley in neutral territory. Likewise mishandled by Arini, and Paisley's going to capitalize on that to try to set up an attack the other way. His shot was wide. The follow-up chance from Klein, after it was deflected into the slot, was high. We've hit the halfway point of the third period. NC State 6, Delaware 4. Monteith and Quinn. Monteith and Quinn in the near corner battling for it. You were saying, Bob?
It looks like Paisley got dinged on that when he went down in the corner to make that check. I think he caught his shoulder.
Quinn shot from 30 feet right into the glove of Griffin Hunt, making his 14th save on 18 shots faced so far tonight.
James, you noticed the last few times Delaware, even earlier in the game, they've come down and they get that shot on and guys crash the net and they've gotten some chances. A lot of players make this, NC State also does it. A lot of times they get puck watching and they forget about the guys that are breaking in. Delaware had a few good chances. Don't be surprised if they don't put a puck in the net here shortly if they continue to do that.
Drop pass to Nauman, top of the right circle. This will not count as a shot on goal, as it was wide of the post when Hunt covered for the subsequent stoppage in play. 9.5 to go. Tomitis for the draw for Delaware. Across from Costantino. Won by Nick Constantino for NC State and subsequently cleared out of harm's way by Hugo. Beyond the reach of Mike Nauman. He chases the puck below his own goal line after attempting to play it and failing to do so. Turned back by James in neutral ice, advanced by Alex Robinson, but beyond Constantino's ability to control the puck. Rodriguez back the other way to Quinn, his stick lifted from astern as he enters the NC State zone. And Isaac Kessler signals a hook with 8:59 actually to go here in the third period, and the dinner plans are being made after the whistle, it appears, Bob.
I think so, but this is you know, this can be a turning point right here. James Delaware gets his power play. They put one in, and despite, you know, the few things here, the few things there that didn't go Delaware's way, you score here, you're down by 1 goal, and you've got plenty of time left, almost 9 minutes. So let's see if they can take advantage of it.
One here makes a big difference. This this power play, this Colonial Motors power play for Delaware is absolutely crucial.
It's big, especially with, you know, the top unit out here. Again, if they can get back to the simple things that they were doing when they scored on that first power play early in the game, simplify it, move the puck, let them chase.
NC State penalty assessed to number 8, Nick Constantino, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes, 1 second in the third period. Constantino 2 for hooking at 11:01.
You know, blind pass right there, James, cost Delaware the zone.
LeBlanc to Raymore as the Hens accelerate through neutral territory to reset. Drop pass to Swift. Across now to Hooper working the right circle. Hooper, LeBlanc up high. Slap shot through traffic, block. Follow-up chance, Swift skies that one into the netting. It looked like Griffin Hunt got a piece of that one too, with 8:24 to go as he's met by affection from his defensive core.
I'll tell you, that's exactly what Delaware wants to do. You know, you get it back to LeBlanc. You know, even if the shot gets blocked, a lot of times you've got the guys there, and Swifty didn't miss that by much, that's for sure. So Delaware's got to just keep doing what they're doing on that. Looks like they're, you know, LeBlanc and Raymore are having a little chat about what they want to do. This is good. That's what you want. You want to be able to say, all right, we're going to set it up, you know, feed me, you break, whatever it is. But Delaware has to continue to do that to make sure that they get the good quality scoring chances. And eventually, one of those will win. So let's see what they can do here. I believe there's a delay. Just one of the refs just went off the ice. Not really sure what it was for. Maybe an equipment problem.
Seemed to be a skate issue for Rob Savastano.
So it looks like they're going to play with one linesman, and one of the refs will take the other line now.
But these guys are so seasoned and so experienced that
they won't miss a beat.
Oh, no. Tony Armetta, one of the best linesmen in the area, and Isaac Kessler and Brent Kendall, just solid referees all around. And
oh, yeah.
They transition seamlessly into the 2-1.
That's exactly right.
You know what? I kind of like the 2-1.
Yeah.
I've never worked it, but I like it. It gives you that extra set of eyes.
It's true, but you know, sometimes it's hard when you've been used to running the 4. But that was a really nice play by Swift.
Speaking of aggressive penalty kills, how about this one from North Carolina State? Blocking the pass lanes, really forcing Delaware to move the puck more rapidly than they'd like.
Yeah, very, very fast. They almost had if Swifty didn't make that really good play at the point, they were in for another breakaway.
Devin LeBlanc holding the near point to Larry Hooper. Raymore hassled, leaves it to LeBlanc again. Back to Raymore, through the slot beyond the reach of Hooper. Race on for a loose puck, and Breshingham gets there. LeBlanc in the back check along with Hooper. Shot from Breshingham, gloved down by Joey Hooper, and he hangs on for a break in the action with 7:10 to go.
That's always tough because it looked like Delaware, I'm not sure if that's a set play for them, but they had the right side of the ice overloaded. But the problem was if it comes out to, to your left winger side and there's nobody on that side, they get a good scoring chance. And the problem is your goalie has to hold it, and now they get exactly what they want, a rest and a face-off in the opposite end.
And Delaware is guilty of an offside, trying to regain some attacking position with 7:04 to go in the game. A 6-4 deficit to try to make up, and 5 seconds left on the power play. Offside pass, so this comes back to center. Paisley pushes forward for the Hens, but quickly countering was Frosch on the NC State side, forcing the Hens back in their own zone. 7 minutes to go. NC State 6, Delaware 4. Here's Dylan Paisley. Shot from just outside the left dot right into the breadbasket of Griffin Hunt, who hangs on for another break in the action.
I think Mr. Paisley would like to have that shot back because I think he knows if he had got that down low on the pad, and hopefully that comes down on a breaker. But you said it right in the breadbasket. But the good thing is they got that break, and he made a good, the shot was just a little bit off, but that's what Delaware needs now. Just start shooting and start crashing.
Looked like Savastano went off for skate maintenance, as it was. Backhand chance from Riley Johnson, off the blocker of Joey Hooper. Zach Robinson fails to control the puck on the follow-up opportunity. He's driven to the near corner by Rodriguez. Reaching in, Smith tries to extract the puck, but Frosch holds the point. Frosch shot blocked by Paisley off its line. Klein can't punch it free at the opposite side. Ferrone keeping the zone airtight, and Zach Robinson got his bell rung pretty well right in front of the Delaware goal.
Yeah, definitely.
Inside 6 minutes to go. NC State 6, Delaware 4. Frosch accelerates up the near wall into Delaware's end. Pinched off the puck by Petrus mid-zone, and it's muscled free by Donahue. He absorbs a check at his own blue line, but still was able to get the puck across neutral territory. James up the left wing boards, finds Solomon, who circles behind. Left it to Hugo. In front, trying to dish one past Hooper, was Matt Miller, but failed in that endeavor. Maybe one too many stick handles and just lost control of the puck. Can't control it so well off the backhand like we talked about last week, Bob.
Yeah, well, he's out. There you go.
Alex James drawn back into the neutral zone. So it's flipped forward by Solomon, a delayed offside. We'll give the Hens a free pass, and we'll also give the Ice Pack a chance to get some fresh legs on. Dump and chase not controlled by Saunders Penn up the middle, taken away from him by Monteith. And as he carries the puck through neutral territory and over the Delaware blue line, all that effort will be for naught. The Ice Pack are offside.
It's funny, James, because we've watched, 55 minutes of hockey?
Thereabouts.
And if you notice, NC State kept everything real conservative as far as the breakout goes. Now what they're doing, they're up by 2 goals, and they're sending one guy out of the zone quick. And I don't think it's like, okay, we're up by 2 goals, let's see if we can cherry pick. I don't think it's that at all. I think what they're figuring on is that Delaware's got to press extra hard, so they're trying to catch Delaware's deep, pinching and see if they can't get the break.
LeBlanc's shot off the stick of Hunt. Nobody there for the rebound. Swift holds the zone. Penn thrown in from an awkward angle. That one sticked away too by Hunt, held in by Green, now taken away and walked up the middle by Alex Fong. 3-on-2 for NC State. And no, they don't stay onside. So says Rob Savastano, who's back in action.
So, let's see now how much Delaware's D, with 4 minutes left to go, James starts to pinch heavy. But remember, they have to be aware of that guy that's in behind them. You got to take chances. You're down by 2. But like I said, I think North Carolina State is trying to figure, okay, if they're going to pinch on us, then we'll send a guy out high and catch him. So Delaware, this is where you want to play it like a 5-on-4 then if they're going to send a guy gone.
Breshingham gets to center. Plays the carom shot hard behind the Delaware goal. Solomon met by a Rodriguez check. Puck is trapped. Reaching in for it, Jackson Cowan tries to extract. Solomon can't run the gauntlet. Nauman checks him off the biscuit again. Breshingham offering aid now. Leaves it to the point and Cowan. Across the blue line. Thrown in by Don Johnson, and that shot was sticked away. 2-on-2 attack. Raymore shot from 35 feet. Covered up by Griffin Hunt for a stoppage in play with 3:24 to go.
Hunt made a nice save there. It didn't look like it was much, but the fact that he controlled the rebound is real important right now because you know Delaware's going to be coming hard to the net. And if you give up a 2 or 3 foot rebound, that's a good chance that's in the back of your net.
Did Petrus maintain the zone? Looked like he might have, but he was stripped of the puck by Zach Robinson. Petrus lowers the shoulder, drives Robinson off the puck. It's thrown in toward the Delaware cage. Cleared by Flaherty. Advanced now by Swain, but reaching in was Miles Ferrone to break up his advance. We have entered the antepenultimate minute of this hockey game. NC State with a 6-4 lead over Delaware, and these two teams will play again tomorrow. We will not be here tomorrow as the DHN crew heads north to the Revolution Ice Center in Pittston, Pennsylvania, where we present not an evening, but a weekend of youth hockey. The Eastern States Showcase Hockey League Scranton Showcase, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, featuring U14, U16, and U18 teams from throughout the Mid-Atlantic, converging for the first of 3 ESSHL events in this 2021-2022 preview season. We'll be there. If you like youth hockey, you'll want to join too. Head to ESSHL.com to learn more about the new league. Shot from Green resulted in heavy traffic net front. A couple chances on the doorstep.
But again, great control of the rebound.
Absolutely. Griffin Hunt playing a heck of a game. He's only recorded 22 saves and 26 shots, but you know what? He has played a solid game in net. The shots that beat him, aside from Swifties, were absolute snipes.
They were. But as a defensive player, when you have a goalie that, especially in a crucial point like this where it's, a couple minutes left and they're going to be sending 4 guys crashing the net, as a defenseman, you have a goalie that can control the rebound like that, you love it because you don't have to worry about anything but the guy you're covering.
Hugo behind the NC State goal, works it up the right wing boards to Solomon. Swift wants a call, but no sympathy to be had from a linesman. Delayed penalty coming up. It will be against NC State as Brent Kendall stretches his left elbow out. There it is. Interference, so this will go.
This could be big, James. Now it's, this is Delaware's time to take advantage of a bad penalty by North Carolina State. Again, they're attacking Delaware zone and you take an interference call, especially with 2 minutes. This is prime. I'm not sure if Delaware will pull the net, or I imagine Delaware's going to try to get a timeout here so he can get something set up.
One would think.
See. Well, yeah, I just seen the signal for a timeout. I'd imagine that was Coach Falkowski's timeout, just so he can get all the people set up and let them know whether they're going to, if they are going to pull if they're going to pull their goalie or not. It's this is where you get into the all right, this is what we're going to do. So there's no surprises on the ice. Nobody says, wait, our goalie's not back there. So I've seen that happen one too many times. Unfortunately, it gets confusing when you have that man advantage with this late in a game. So 2 minutes and 11 seconds, you're down by 2 goals. At some point, you may want to put that 6th guy out there. That's always a tough one, James. You got the man advantage. Sometimes you put that sixth guy out there and it just ends up being overcrowded if everybody's not on the same page. Sometimes it's better to let the power play start, give them about 30 seconds or so.
Give them some time to get some
and see if they got a rhythm.
Momentum.
Yeah. Now if
Joey's going to stay in.
If you got some big guys that like to get to the front of the net, I mean really hard to move, then you might take the chance. But right here, it's good. I like to see maybe Delaware gets something going here.
Larry Hooper in to take the draw. LeBlanc barely holding the zone across to Swift. Raymore and Swain the others on this Colonial Motors power play for the Hens. NC State penalty assessed to number 26, Colby Peterson, 2 minutes for interference. That at 17:49. Peterson, interference at 17:49. We get the timeout bug off the screen, and Parker Zazarek gets the puck out of the NC State zone. 100 seconds to go, 6-4. Delaware trailing NC State in their first of 2 meetings this weekend. Larry Hooper, hacked at by Miller. On his way up the right wing boards, regains the attacking zone for the Hens. Raymore met by James behind the cage. Leaves it to Swain. Now the puck is trapped to his side. They scrap for it in the far corner of the NC State zone. Maintained by James. Raymore tries to take it right back. That battle going nowhere in a hurry. Now it's free. Hooper tried to set up Swift, missed his man by a good couple feet. Remaining in the period. 1 minute restant dans la période. And the Hens will have to regroup on the shoulders of the rapid acceleration of Devin LeBlanc, and they can't.
They're just moving the puck to move the puck, and that's not good. And then when you should never, on a power play, ever be even up in the corner when the puck is jammed. You got to always have the
extra guy there.
Absolutely,
giving puck
James.
Support.
You got it. And you can't have 2 guys on 2 guys. There's no reason for that.
18 seconds left on the power play. 25 seconds left in the game. Rodriguez with the puck at the right point. To Penn. Across to Green. Shot from the top of the left circle. Blocked high. Final seconds of this power play will trickle away. Losing his footing, Chris Solomon and Rodriguez vied for the puck in neutral territory. It's intercepted. Walked in now by Peterson. He cannot get the extra point in as Rodriguez hustles back to keep the net clear, but too little too late for the Delaware Blue Hens. Today's final score. The North Carolina State University Ice Pack, 6. Delaware Blue Hens, 4.
You were right, James. Just a little too little. I'm a little surprised that the goalie didn't come out. Especially, like I said, they weren't passing good all game. James. They seemed to struggle with that a bit, and that
the passing was in large part the deciding factor.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look right there. That was those last 2 passes on the power play were basically the epitome of the game. They got a guy wide open on the point and you miss him. You can't, because as opposed to you getting a shot and crashing their net, you're chasing the puck now. You're chasing a guy who's got a good chance of maybe even getting to your goalie before you do.
And that, unfortunately for Delaware, turned out to be it. Well, they get another crack at North Carolina State tomorrow. We won't be here. If you would like to be here, visit udelhockey.com. You can get tickets online for this game through the UD Hockey website. Everything done digitally in this day and age.
I don't even know how to spell that, but yep, you're right.
So udelhockey.com if you want to join these Blue Hens in the Ice Pack tomorrow. They'll do it again. We'll be back with University of Delaware hockey next week. For Mark McClure, for Bob Thomas, this is James Witherite thanking you for your company tonight. We will see you again very soon. Good night from Delaware Hockey Night.